Greetings, friends, and welcome to the 2021 Love Light Ceremony. I'm Claudia Dede, Chaplain for Toma Health Hospice Touch, and this is Heidi Salzberg, Hospice Director. It has been an honor to walk with many of you over the past year. Our prayer is that you are finding healing and hope as you make your way on this difficult journey called grief. Before the ceremony begins, I encourage you to have a candle available to light when your loved one's name is read. If you choose to wait until the end of the ceremony, we will light all candles, and then the tree of remembrance will be lit.
The mission statement for hospice includes this statement: Hospice Touch is to provide physical, emotional, and spiritual care and support to families and individuals. Our journey together begins when your loved one is admitted to our program and continues as we continue to walk with you following their passing. Your generous donations for the Love Light program and for others throughout the year enables us to achieve our mission. The Love Light ceremony is one event that we do for us, all of us, to provide emotional care and support to families and to remember those who touched us this last year and all the years prior. It is a chance for each of us to remember those who are no longer physically with us, but whose light continues to shine and encourage us as we hold them in our memory. Our readers for today also include Brooke Ferries, Hospice Social Worker; Sierra Williams, Hospice Nurse; Samantha Warsaw, our Bereavement Coordinator. Thank you to each for helping us with this very important part of our program.
Would you join your hearts in prayer with me as we begin this celebration of love and light in the Love Light ceremony of 2021? Let us pray. Creator God, this day revives in us memories of loved ones who are no more. We remember the happiness we shared when they walked among us. What joy when loving and being loved, we lived our lives together. Their memory is a blessing forever. Months or years may have passed, and still we feel near to them. Our hearts yearn for them. Though the bitter grief has softened, a duller pain abides, for the place where they once stood is empty now. The links of life are broken, but the links of love and longing cannot break. Their souls are bound up in ours forever. We see them now with the eye of memory, their faults forgiven, their virtues grown larger. So does goodness live and weakness fade from sight. We remember them with gratitude and bless their names. Their memory is a blessing forever. And we remember as well those who but yesterday were part of our family and community. To all who cared for us and labored for all people, we pay tribute. May we prove worthy of carrying on the traditions they began, for now the task is ours. Their souls are bound up in ours forever. We give you thanks that they now live and reign with you. As a great cloud of witnesses, they surround us with their blessings and offer you hymns of praise and thanksgiving. They are alive in our hearts forevermore. Amen.
We remember Dennis Aller, Gary Aller, Greg Aller, deceased members of the American Legion Auxiliary Unit 201, Anna Anderson, Norman Anderson, Daryl Arity, Providence Arago, Becky Artis, Dale Ashcraft, Wanda Ashcraft, Wallace Babcock Jr., Larry L. Babcock, August 2020 baby, June's baby, September 2021 baby, Virginia Backus, Douglas Bailey, Patrick Bailey, Ruth Bailey, Ermi Baldwin, Lloyd Baldwin, Peggy Baldwin, Harry Balliet, Dick Barnes, Ethel Barnes, Roy Barnes, Rex Bartholomew, Elaine Bartholomew, Evan Basharian, Catherine Esme Basharian, Jack Baumgarten, Frank Benish, Keith Bennett, Maxine Bennett, Arnold Bernhardt, Bertha Bernhardt, Gerald Bernhardt, Herb Bernhardt, Laverne Bernhardt, Mabel Bernhardt, Minnie Bernhardt, Anne Berry, John Berry, Larry Berry, Polly Berry, Selby Berry, Louis Bethauser, May Bethauser, Teresa Bethauser, Frank Betts, John Tom Biermeyer, Helen Bilodeau, Lefa Burkholz, Martin Burkholz, Jamie Berner, Gary Bierke, Rebecca Blado, Ruben Blado, Jason Bloom, Justin Boak, Misha Welch Volstead, John Workowski, Justin Bosworth, Todd Botcher, Patsy Bowers, Shelley Bowman, Art Bradley, Gordon Bradley, Marge Bradley, Tony Bradley, Robert Brewer, Duke Brisky, Douglas Brockman, Doreen Brown Eagle, Don Buffo, Alan Burkhalter and family, Margaret Burns, Dan Burrows, Francis Calkins, Gilbert Calkins, Larry Calkins, Florence Camacho, Tina Carnes, Kathleen Chafee, Kathleen Chambers, Dorothy Chapman, Oscar Chapman, Kay Chipples, Robert Chipples, Julie Christensen, Alan Kronginger, Lorraine Kronginger, Jesse Seaman, Marvin V. Clark, Rosella Clark, Dennis Classy, Tom Clay, Mary Jane Coleman, Charles Cook, Mildred Cook, Wayne Cooley, Mary Corliss, Eleanor Cram, Earl Cram, Gloria Crawford, Leonard Crawford, Inga Krigo, John Dable, Anthony Decora, Larry Drulo, Kelly DeWitt, Maxine DeWitt, Otis R. DeWitt, Agnes Dahl, Steve Dahl, William Bill Dahl, Joan Dorn, Carl Downing, Carla Downing, Margaret Peg Downing, Beverly Drew, Harvey Dunwald, Scott Dwyer, Larry Eagleson, Lorna Eagleson, Florence P. Eckelberg, Grace Eckelberg, Howard Eckelberg, Jeff Eckelberg, Mark D. Edblum, Kathleen Egan, M. Babies, Bonnie J. Exum.
We remember Elmer Fabian, Esther Fabian, Michael Fanning, Carol Farmer, Darrell Farron, Betty L. Fasolino, Cecilia Fedderson, Stephen Feltz, Officer Jim Fazzati Sr., Michael D. Finnegan, Ruben Finstad, Ann Fisher, Eugene F. Fisher, Frony Fisher, Merle Fisher, Agnes Flock, Gerald Flock, Linda Florence, John Foley Jr., Judy K. Forsyth, Corey Fox, Ruth E. Frank, John H. Fry, Evelyn E. Friedel, Bert Gebauer, Bob Gebauer, Don Gebauer, Ida Gebauer, Mark Gebauer, Betty Garber, Jenny Garber, Leif Garber, Leroy Garber, Nathan Garber, Gary Gardner, Francis Gasper, Genevieve Gasper, Reverend James Gast, Virginia Gast, Myrtle Gear, Basilius Geyer, Francis Geyer, Hilarion W. Larry Geyer, Philip Gensky, Duane Gerke, Mary Gerke, Paul Gerke, Jenny Gerking, Kyle Gerking, Billy D. Guile, Sandra N. Glidewell, Gladys Glady, Ray Glady, Bernice Genevico, Otis Genevico, Wally Genevico, Ronald Getz, Gustav Getska Jr., Gustav Getska Sr., Avart Getska, Bertha Getska, William Getska, Paula Gordon, Carner Christopher Travis Jorgensen, Alvin Hip Granger, Ella Granger, Lois Shirley Granger, Warren Hay Granger, Ardell K. Greeno, Bernice Greenwood, Larry Gregory, Kelly Riley Grease, Donald Griffin, Joseph G. Griffin, Ruby Riley, Donald Grimshaw, Barbara J. Gregleski, Sean Gullett, Lila Hackbarth, Lawrence Hackbarth, John Hall, Oris Hall, Craig Handy, Russ Handy, Clayton W. Hanson, Isabel Hanson, Nancy Hanson, Artis J. Hanson, Lindy C. Hanson, Mary A. Hanson, Carol J. Hart, Phyllis A. Hartman, Henrietta Hedrick, Ronald J. Hedrick, Phyllis Held, Bernice Helming, Merle Helming, Charles Helwig, Joseph Hendricks, James Hensley, Lori Hensley, Alice Herbison, Ronald F. Hessler, Elaine Hibbard, Merle Hill, Susan Hill, Alice Hoffmeister, Deborah Holston, Anna Miller, Robert A. Honeywell, Marie A. Hove, Robert Hove, John Hubert, Bob Hughes, Helen Hughes, Phyllis Humbert, Shirley Hurley, Barbara Jackson, Loretta Jackson, Betty Jacobson, Donald Jacobson, Jeff Jacobson, Julie Jacobson, Randy Jacobson, Casey Jakacki, Blanche and Henry Janesic, Donald P. Janesic, Catherine Johnson, Earl Johnson, Jesse Johnson, Shirley E. Johnson, Janet Jones, Marie E. Jones.
we remember Jason Joseph, Mildred Kastner, Kayla, Joanne Keene, Munchie Kemp, Ron Kemp, Ernie Kearns, Roger R. Kerr, Don Kiefer, Janie Kimpton, Kirchhoff families, Gertrude Kurtz, Blaine Koppenborg, Harold Katnissen, William Coble, Kathleen Kabilski, Clarence Kabilski, Martin Kortvine, Lucy Kowalski, Dr. Bob Kazarek, Pat Kazarek, Penelope Kroll, Patrick Kranz, Keegan James Kraus, Joseph F. Kranick, Anita Kruger, James Kabina, Dan Keel, Thomas Labansky, Sherry Lamb, Charles Lang, Emma Lang, Burdette Langer, Roseanne Langer, Heidi Ann Langer, Bill Langrod, Addie Larkin, Jack Larkin, Mike Larkin, Virginia Larkin, Evelyn Larrabee, Raymond Red Larrabee, Sharon Larson, Eleonora Luffenberg, Louis Luffenberg, Carl Lebo, Ronald Lee, Ronald D. Lee, Landecker family, James Lease, Cleo Lenz, Dwight Lenz, Father James Lashinsky, Jean Sarah Lesser, Marie Letko, Rudy Letko, Sue Levere, Tom Ledane, Kathy Lindquist, Helen Linehan, Mike Linehan, Alice Little, John Little, Roger Loeb, Virginia Loescher, Kurt Lothar, Renate Lacotes, George Lavold, Catherine Ludeking, Raymond Ludeking, Elsie McCauley, Ada McCumber, Edna Madison, Peter Miley, Gregory Marcheski, Jeffrey Martelock, David Martin, Marlon Martin, Jane Mashin, Richard Matthias, George Mattingly, Ted Mattingly, Dorothy Maughan, Louise May, Shirley McCoy, Stuart McCoy, Toby McCoy, Verlin McDaniel, Stephen McGinnis, Travis McGinnis, Dick Leod, Pat McLeod, Mandy McPeters, Catherine Mead, Erna Mead, Kenneth Meadle, Donna Melby, Betty Miltison, Donald Menzel, Lawrence McKella, George Miller, Patricia Miller, William F. Miller, Jim Miracle, Marlene Miracle, Raleigh Miracle, Anna Mockler, Dick Mockler, Rosalie Moondancer, James Morgan, Charles Morrell Jr., Tom Moses, Alan Matthew Mueller, Charles Mueller, Eugene Munich, Eleanor Mull, Dwayne Munson, Deb Murphy, Donna Fee Murray, Hugh Bug Murray, Judy Murray, Virginia Murray, Clyde Meyer, Phyllis Meyer, Jeffrey E. Nelson, William Nelson, Dolores Nemnitz, Marlon Ness, Harlan Newland, Bob Nickel, Junie Nickel, Betty Niederkloffer, Bob Nielsen, Aiden North.
We remember Dean Noth, Damon Nowicki, Chuck Newsom, Henrietta Newsom, Adam Oss, Evelyn Olkey, Jack O'Leary, Louise O'Leary, Amy L. Olson, Bobby Olson, Doug Olson, Wayne Dan Olson, Tim O'Rourke, Bernadette Otto, Jean G. Otto, Carol Parrish, Daryl Parker, Jesse Parker, Jacqueline Parsons, Leonard Parsons, Vince Patera, Glenn Pergandy Sr., Annie Pergandy, August Augie Pergandy, Beverly Perry, Otto Peterson, Palmer Peterson, Winnie Peterson, Harry Paith, Alfred Petska, Eva Petska, Raymond Petska, Tom Petska, Bert Pfaft, Henry Pfaft, Andrew Phillips, Dolores Phillips, Travis Phillips, Helen Pierce, Jack Pierce, Norman W. Pierce, Mike Pollock, Reinhardt R. Popp, Bruce Potter, Jeanette Potter, Dorothy A. Povkovich, Gary Prelip, Dwayne Priest, Elaine Prissel, Floyd Prissel, Ron Prissel, Avona Purdy, Merle Purdy, Donnie Quist, Irene Robbie, Pat Ransom, Tim Ransom, Bernard Rapp, Kenneth Rapp, Larry Rapp, Donald Ravenscroft, Karen Reekie, Pauline Reekie, Raymond Reekie, Myra Reynolds, Bob Raisin, Christine Raisin, Doris M. Raisin, Joy Raisin, Mark Raisin, Francis Rhodes, Gwen Ring, Milton Ring, Jim Richette, Archie Rochester, Gertrude Rochester, James Rochester, Ruland Rochester, Vernon Rotifer, Elise Roder, Reuben Roder, Judith Roski, Orlin J. Root, John Rose, Mary Lou Rose, Mike Roush, Lucille Rowan, Jean M. Ruland, Linda Rutland, Emma Sampson, Emma June Frances Ostertag Sampson, Robert Lewis Sampson, John Saunders, Gilbert Saylor Jr., Dan Shekel, Paul Shekel, Darwin Schendel, Sandy Schendel, Bill Schilhobel Jr., Catherine Schilhobel, William Schilhobel Sr., Henry Schmidt, Judith Schmidt, Carl Schnazy, Daniel Shane, Gary Schoonover, Dick Shue, Ann Schultz, Marlene Schultz, Richard Schultz, Joan M. Schuster, Dean Shattuck, Lois Shattuck, Lynette Schisler, Donald Siegler, Dennis Simonson, Peter Syverston, John Skonecki, Matthew Small, George B. Smith, Gordon Snyder, Laura Snyder, Glenadine Sonnenberg, Ronald L. Sonnenberg, Jane Spencer, Edith Sprain, Rudolph Sprain, David Springman, Marjorie Sprosty, Patrick Steinbrook, Arliss Steele, Bob Steele, Robert Steele, Ronald Steen, Andrew Steinert.
We remember Kate Steinert, Franklin Steinke, Gordon Stelter, Marcia Stelter, Howard Stevens, Sergeant Andy Stevens, Mary Stockwell, Roy Storgel, Bill Strack, Carolyn Strack, Don Strack, Sandra I. Straight, Vivian Strangman, Hank Strohmeyer, Virginia Strohmeyer, Joan Struble, Amy Sturgill, Evan Summerfield, Rachel Tattoo, Eleanor Taylor, Evelyn Taylor, Adelbert C. Thompson, Gary Thompson, Madeline Thompson, Paul Thompson, Ruth Thompson, Verna Thompson, Ellen Thorough, Ellsworth Thorough, Jolie Thorough, Ken Thorough, Leila Tiber, Deanna Todd, Reggie Todd, Lolis Towie, Joel Traumer, Mr. and Mrs. Howard Traumer, Norma Traumer, Steve Traumer, William M. Trutt, Ed Tidrich, Phyllis Mima Upham, Laverne Ulrich, Sandy Unversa, Wayne Vanderhoof, Bernie Vandervoort, Emily R. Van Dyke, Earl Van Kuren, Ronald J. Vaughn, Ray E. Vinnie, Kay Violente, Sherry Velasic, Donald Von Hayden, Susan Von Hayden, Vilas Von Hayden, Dolores Von Hagee, Kim Von Ruden, Shane Von Ruden, Marie Wacker, Marlis Waggy, William Waggy, Sue Wagonson, Margaret Muggs Wagner, Brenda Wall, Garth Wallace, Viola Wallace, Joyce Thornenberg Walmsley, John Walsh, Beverly Ward, Philip Warner, Arlene Weatherford, Floyd Weatherford, Walter Weber, Lauren Weiss, Mary Weiss, Gary A. Wells, Kay West, Alan Westfall, Melvin Westfall, Donald Wetstein, Lorraine Wetstein, John White Jr., John Jack White, Robert White, Stephen Wayman, Alan Wildes, Judith Wilson, Ronald Winchell, Andrew Winkleman, Kevin Witt, Shirley Witt, Kathleen Hensley Woods, Howard Zastapool, Margaret Muggs Zastapool, Isabel L. Ziegler, Wayne Zilmer, Donnie Zimmerman, Rhonda Zingler, Beth Surface. Please accept our apologies if we inadvertently mispronounce a name. At this time, please light any candles not lit and join in the singing of Silent Night as we light our memory tree. 2021 has proven to be an unusual and difficult year for meeting in person. We hope that 2022 will allow us to meet together and share this special time with each other. Thank you once again for supporting the mission of Hospice by making a donation and viewing this program. Please know our thoughts are with you during this holiday season.